Collin and I share the same community. We live in White Rock, and we have used same gyms. Our workplace was almost similar, definitely not the same company. We work together. Those who know Collin from the airport probably can relate to that.
Right.
So with me is Collin, and he will be talking about his hobby, I would say, or should I say that's your newfound passion?
Well, it's been an old passion for a long time, and I'm just spending more time doing it now, which is music. Writing music, performing music.
What wonderful! What is your band's name, and how did it came to the being?
The band is called The Beaten Path. I was actually looking for a country music band when I was writing songs back in 2011, and I was looking for this type of a band, and in the meantime I couldn't find them, and ended up in a Celtic band and wrote all sorts of Irish and Scottish type songs, which is kind of more of my roots. But inevitably I ended up finding this band, and they'd been together for a few years, and the minute I walked in the door I just thought, this is the place I need to be. So they accepted me. I was able to, I guess, impress them enough with my guitar playing and my singing, and the fact I write about 100 songs a year. So
Wow.
that kept, I guess I got their attention, and then they were able to keep their attention by actually being able to keep up with them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. 100 songs a year, that's a lot of writing.
It's only 2 songs a week.
Really? Oh my God, for
Give or
me it
take.
sounds like a lot of songs.
It's like people do a crossword puzzle every day in the newspaper. I do the same thing, but I just do it in lyrical form. And then the ones that I like, I end up doing, making little demos in my basement, sending them out to the band, and if they sound like they could
Perform?
be performed by us, and if they're kind of good reflection of how we sound and who we are, then we bring them into the mix.
Okay, wonderful. So who are your biggest influences, Collin, if I may ask? Because this takes a lot. It's just not you in your basement. There's more to it, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, my grandparents were musical. My parents are still musical. My father's 93, just turned 93 the other day. Drummer, and my mom was a singer all her life, so I was around music all my life, and I got a guitar when I was about 12. I wrote my first song at 12 with a friend of mine.
Wow.
And I just thought it was a great way of expressing myself, and I'm trying to encourage my kids to do the same thing, and especially my son, because sometimes for boys especially, having an outlet for their emotions and their feelings is, you just can't put a price on that. So it's kind of, I wrote it as like a musical diary when I was going through my teenage years. So try and do the same with my kids and have them express themselves musically as well.
That is amazing. You talked about writing songs, 100 songs. For me, it's a lot. For you, maybe not so much. What is the process of songwriting? Do you need a special place? You need a special moment? Some emotions? What's involved in that?
Well, I try to write just from my heart, from my head, and things I see or things I experience, or things I hear. Sometimes you'll hear somebody make a comment, and I remember years ago at the airport working with a fellow, and we were having a day like 2020 is for the year, and he turned to me and he said, "I'm going to be happy when today's over." And because I'm just silly, I said to him, "Well, I'll be glad when yesterday's over." And he looks at me like, "What?" And I thought, that's actually a good idea for a song. So I kind of scratched it down on my paper and put it in my pocket, and then ended up writing a song called "I'll Be Glad When Yesterday's Over." So just, you hear something, and sometimes you just kind of twist it and do something with it, or again, you just look at the inspiration in the world. You see things that other people may just take for granted, and sometimes if you're able to write about it in such a way, it captures people's imagination.
Okay. And we were talking about your band. How many people are in your band, and what kind of instruments you guys play? Is it like a full-fledged band? And
Yeah, we have, when I joined, we were a 5-piece. The keyboardist ended up having some personal issues and having to leave the band. So as it stands now, we have Steve, who's kind of the lead singer, lead guitarist, plays some mandolin. Myself, who plays rhythm guitar, bit of harmonica and banjo. I haven't actually played banjo on stage yet, but I'm rehearsing that in my basement. I do a lot of singing as well. And then Stephanie plays bass. We're getting her to sing harmonies now. I'm working with her vocally to help her find her notes. She also plays some lap steel guitar on a couple of songs. And then Dave Leslie's our drummer. He refuses to sing. He's just a neighbor of mine down in White Rock as well. So yeah, we're a pretty close-knit group. We're trying to sing Eagles songs. Eagles have 5 voices, and we only have 2 or sometimes 3, but we still make it sound pretty good. And we have a fairly high standard, so if we don't feel we can do the song justice, we won't do it. But we do lots of Eagles and Tom Petty and those kind of songs from days gone by, Traveling Wilburys, and then we do lots of newer songs like newer artists like Midland and Tim Hicks and a few of the guys at Dean Brody's another one, a Canadian guy. So yeah, we try and touch all areas, and we play a lot for Legions, do lots of dance music. Like you'll at least have your toes tapping. So
have your toes tapping. That's the main feature of the music for me, is have your toes tapping. What are the craziest thing that ever happened to you in your career, in your music career, overall related to the band, Collin?
In my Celtic band, I've only been with Beaten Path for a year, so it hasn't been too much crazy yet. But in the Celtic band, one night on St. Patrick's Day, I had a gentleman come up, and I've written a song called King of the Jolly, which was about a fictitious character named Danny O'Brien, who's this lovable fella that always talks a good game but never gets anything accomplished. So there's lots of people that are like that in life, and I see one every day when I shave. So have high hopes and you never get anything done. But this fella came up after the show and shook my hand, and his hand was like twice the size of mine, and he says, "I'm Sean O'Brien. Danny O'Brien's my brother." And I said, "Oh, you mean metaphorically?" He says, "No, really, that's his name. He stole my truck and he smashed it up and he's taken off and I'm going to kill him. But he says, I like your song." So
saved him.
Yeah, so I said, he bought the CD and he waves it at me. He says, "You might have just saved his life." So if there is the real Danny O'Brien out there, you owe me one.
There you go, Brian. Where do you guys perform, and who are your audiences, if I may know?
Yes, well, we perform all around the Lower Mainland. We've done pubs, we've done outdoor festivals, Canada Day. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be doing anything live this year for
Maybe virtually?
Foreseeable, possibly virtually. We do lots of Legions and the ANAF crowd. The Legions love live music and they love the dancing, so they're a great audience for us. But again, I've played weddings in the past. I've played celebrations of life. Steve and I could play as a duo if we have a smaller venue or function that needs some entertainment. So you'll get lots of bang for your buck there. I mean, we are a 4-piece full band, so as that you need a lot of space. We have our own sound, our own lighting. We've just got access to a fog machine if that's of interest. So.
Of course, some people would like that.
Not too many songs that we do that I can imagine. I just wrote one called Dreamtime that I said we can do a 9-minute version of and just have fog going through the whole song. But yeah, I don't know how many times we'll use it, maybe just for Halloween.
The dry ice feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. What are some of the challenges as a band that you think you have, or you felt, or you think you're going to in this situation we're in right now?
Well, we were just kind of getting a really good name out in the circuit. So
Yep.
Last year, I think the band played about 40 or more gigs, and then this year we had 30 booked, and with more filling in each month. But then, of course, once the middle of March hit with COVID, everything got shut down. So we still have things booked for New Year's Eve, and even the following year's New Year's Eve is pre-booked as well. But we've been again challenged to even get together, and we found a rehearsal space where we could still rehearse, and have been doing so for the last few weeks. So we've got about 6 hours of live music that's rehearsed and ready to go.
Okay.
And we keep everything current. So we've had songs that we haven't played since February, and I said we should rehearse that one again, and we'll play it once or twice, and it's exactly the way we left it, which was great.
Which is great.
So yeah, I mean, just trying to get our name out there, trying to get out and dazzle people. I think once they hear us, they're really impressed, and there's not as many places anymore that actually have live music, and that was even before COVID. So places tend to be shutting down, and it's sad because I think music speaks to everybody on one level or another. Whether you're into what specific kind of music or you like all music, there's something there that we try and bring out, and we always try and have fun and enjoy ourselves on stage. And I think if you enjoy that, if you enjoy us, you'll enjoy the music, basically.
Absolutely. So that's a good introduction, Collin. Thanks for telling us everything about you and your band, The Beaten Path. If people want to get hold of you, what is the phone number or email? Are you on social media?
Yeah, we have a website. It's the beatenpathband.com. I'll hold up our card at the end or whatever. You can
I will
look at
post that for you. Yes.
And there's contact information on there as well. And that's Dave, the drummer, usually does all our booking, so his information's on there. But if you need to get a hold of me, I'm at 604-351-0659, and you can that's a cell phone, so you can text me on there, or if you need more information, check us out on our website, and we've got some live music on there and some videos, etc.
So all the community out there in White Rock, South Surrey, I urge you guys to contact the Beaten Path band members here. Is Collin with me? So please reach out to them. We need to uplift everybody. We are all in this together.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Thanks, Collin.